So full of life, so full of life, so full of joy. I'm so full and sassy. Hi everybody, it's me. I'm so full and sassy. Yay! Hope you're doing well. How are you? Yeah? Listen, I hope you're still pushing through. I hope you're still dreaming. I hope you still have a vision. And I hope you're still talking with someone whom you trust to lay the plan, and with their help, and you get it ready to be displayed. How about that? Yeah? Listen, today is Friday. Yeah, Friday. I would normally be somewhere singing, but since I'm not, I'll sing for you. How about that? Listen, what I'm going to do today is about 2 or 3 things. Normally, in the South, I grew up on Friday. For some reason, it was seafood day. Now, it wasn't like all that about that lobster and crab leg. We didn't have that. We didn't eat that. Couldn't afford it. How about that? But we always had fish. Yeah? We always had fish at times on Friday. And I remember going to a girlfriend of mine's house, and she would make fish and hush puppies. So that's going to be on my soulful dish today. A little seafood, fish, shrimp, and we're going to be making some hush puppies. Now listen, y'all, I wanted me some greens so bad. So I went out and bought me some green coal. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Now, for in America, we call this kale. This is kale for us. This is kale. It's very thick and bitter, but some people like it as a salad, and that's fine. I'm going to be cooking mine like the Germans do, but I'm going to be using a different seasoning. German seasoning, of course. However, we Germans use a smoked pork. I'm going to be using a smoked turkey. Yes, you can. You can find you some smoked turkey up in here in Germany at any African shop. Yes, you can. Go to your nearest African store and ask them, do they have a bag? Oh yeah, you get it in a bag. Big old bag of smoked turkey. And it is the flat wing. I love me some flat wings. So I have my meat cooking, and I'm going to dump these in and add my seasoning with a little sugar, salt, and pepper, and that's it. I'm going to let them sit in that juice for about a good 30 minutes, then I'm going to start cooking them. Yeah? The water's already hot. So I'm going to come back, and we're going to prepare the fish and the shrimp and hush puppies. Put any greens in. I wanted to see how the water looked. This is a smoked turkey. Don't be alarmed by the water. It ain't nothing but the turkey being, cooked. We're going to lay these greens right on top of it. You want to keep that turkey on the bottom because the aroma is going to seep through, honey. Seep through those greens. Okay, here we go. Listen, I'm going to add some pepper. I'm not really sure what pepper does. It's just something that I have a habit of doing, adding pepper. I'm going to add some salt. And I'm going to add me some sugar. That sugar is going to take away that bitter taste. You can actually smell that bitterness in these kales right now. So once I put that sugar in there, we're going to let it boil down, let it sit in that meat. I'm ready to do me some fish and shrimp, yeah? Can you see that? Of course you can. I cut up my pangasius fish, cut it into pieces. That's what I did, cut it into pieces. And I just cleaned me some shrimp. And a note to myself, as I really wanted to, I wanted to go get them fresh, but I was just too tired to go across town. So I went to my local store called Fland. and hooked up. So now listen here. Here we go. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to add some salt, pepper, some German fish gewürz. Yeah? Fish seasoning. I'm going to add some of that. I'm going to put it on the shrimp too. And put it all on everybody. Nobody going to be left out. I'm going to put some pepper. Listen, I'm using this Slap Your Mama. I'm only using this because I can order it here in Germany. I know Old Bay is probably the best, whatever. But guess what? I can't get Old Bay over here. So, if you're here in Germany and you want some Slap Your Mama, I'm telling you, it's going to make you hurt somebody. I don't know who. Don't let it be me. And then just a tad bit of salt. Now, you got to remember, all this got salt in it, this gewürz. For some reason, I just like to add, just you know, because I don't like to add after I finish cooking. Yeah? And then, we're going to crack 2 eggs up in here. Now, some people like to beat it before they... wait a minute, let me... Some people like to beat it before they put it in. Honey, it doesn't matter. Just throw it over in there. It's all right. It's the same thing. Y'all, I'm going to add some buttermilk. I know. It's just going to be a tad. It ain't going to be much. And if I had a beer, I would do that. And we're going to let that marinate right up in there. It's just a little bit now. You're going to have to measure for yourself. Measure with love. That's what soul food is. I'm going to be using this polenta. This is what I made the cornbread out of. This is what I made the hash of what you call this?
Hush puppy.
Oh, I can't remember nothing. The hush puppies. And I'm going to batter my fish and my shrimp in this along with a little flour, as you can see. Okay, we get ready to check on these greens. My. You see that? Come on, don't fog up. Again, I put them in for like 30 to 40 minutes in the juice that had cooked from the turkey, from the smoked turkey. And then I turned them on medium and let them cook down. Ooh, these look good. What? Y'all, come on. I can let them cook for about a good hour and 10 minutes. Now one time I was on tour with a gospel group. And baby, this man he made the hell out of them greens. We were in this wonderful little cute mom and pop hotel, I guess. And we were the only ones there, the gospel group. And he brought out some greens for us to taste. And they tasted amazing. So I thought they were done. But you know what he said? No, they need another good 3 to 4 hours. I'm like, wow, they really go through with the room cold here in Germany. They really cook them for hours like that. Okay. I'm doing my hush puppies with my American cornmeal. I know what I'm doing. But again, I'm using all German products, trying to get me some hush puppies. Now, what I did do, I'm going to go ahead and give her a shout out. I don't know who she is. I never met her. But I like how she did hers. Her name is Trinity J. And she can be found on YouTube. Her name is Trinity J. Trinity Nityajae. So I'm going by her recipe because she used regular meal, not self-rising. So it was 1 cup of self-rising, and it was some salt. I'll put the recipe at the bottom. And it was some buttermilk and 1 egg and some sugar. And she put a lot of sugar in hers. I don't like a lot of sugar in mine, Miss Trinity, but okay. But I never did get how much she said in the buttermilk, so I'm just going to do me. And you put a little flour in here. So now, I'm going to let this sit a little bit. These are my hush puppies. I'm going to add, some onions. And I'm going to add some corn. And I kind of try not to use the juice because I don't want it to make my cornmeal too loose. You see that? My friend Eric is helping me, y'all. I'm going to let this sit a little bit. I might need to put a little bit more flour in here. But we're going to see. But you got to make sure that grease is hot. Because the minute this here hit, that grease, you're letting your hush puppy sit so you can get that thickness going. You see what I mean? It's not liquidy. She's ready to be dropped. So here we go. Trinity hush puppies. This is more like a corn fritter to me. I don't know if you know what corn fritter. You like it?
Tastes good.
Oh no, you like my cornbread better. However, this has nothing to do with American ingredients, so. I like it. Thank you, Miss Trinity J. I think that's her name. Thank you. All right, so a little bit of Tennessee whiskey. I used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Bum, bum, dum, 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 dum. Liquor was the only love I know. Dum, 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 dum. But you rescued me from reaching the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone, yeah. You're as smooth Tennessee whiskey, hey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Thank you so much for joining me. Soulful and sassy. see